Lammy says the conflict in Ukraine is unlikely to be resolved within the next year, but negotiations between Moscow and Kyiv will likely continue. Speaking to The Guardian, Lammy said talks would probably still be underway a year from now, adding that much depends on how serious Russia is about engaging in them. His comments come after Russian President Vladimir Putin repeated Moscow's position that it seeks to address the root causes of the crisis and guarantee Russia's security. Putin also said Russia is willing to wait if Ukraine believes the time is not right for talks. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Matti Zweig. He's a geopolitical expert, joins us live from Israel. Thank you, Matti, for staying with us now. Now,
Thank you again.
Thank you. Now, Putin's recent comments on Russia's willingness and feel the right time or to wait for the right time for talks suggest a protracted conflict. So how do you assess Russia's position, and can we still be hopeful towards a ceasefire within before the ceasefire deadline made or declared by President Trump?
Well, I think the commentary of Mr. Lammy, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of England, shows especially the contradictions that the Europeans have with Trump. Trump came to his new administration saying the contrary of everything that had been said and done in the last years from the Biden administrations and the European community, which is let's do a lot of pressure to Russia, throw weapons to Kyiv, so weapons to let the Ukrainians defend themselves, and then let's show Russia that it's not for free to attack and to have a political gain and territorial gains only by attacking a neighbor. And then the Trump administration came and said exactly the opposite. They say, look, we have a lot of blood have been spilled. We have to stop this. We have to understand that what it was is not going back, like Crimea, for instance, or maybe some territories in the east. Let's do some kind of agreement and let's finish with this bloodshed. The facts have shown that nothing has happened, not to this side and not to the other side. And we have to understand that also for Russians, very strong Ukraine, it can be annoying for them, but it doesn't move them from their goals. And a very weak Ukraine, of course, even less. So from their point of view, they have goals to achieve and they continue with them, despite what Trump has said. And then probably nothing is going to change if the Trump administration is not going to change the tone towards Russia in some way or another, what they will decide, like new sanctions, more sanctions, or real sanctions, and not only talking about sanctions. Because thousands of sanctions have been imposed on Russia, and many of them, they are not for real because, you know, about products, they get the products through third countries, about purchasing in the West or in other places, they do through companies in other countries like Dubai, etc. So, and everybody knows that. So for a real change toward Russia, there are too much interest. I also said in another interviews about the interest of Trump in the rare earths that he needs so desperately to have a kind of political leverage in front of China, who has most of the rare earths in the world, or exploit them in the maximum. And also the Russians want parts of the territories that have very important rare earths that today they are used in electrical cars, even in wind turbines and everything. And of course in military goals. So this is the situation. If Trump is going to change the tone and the way of behaving towards Russia, maybe things are going to change to one side or another. In other way, we are seeing only a war of words and not a change in facts on the ground.
Yes.